Hey everyone, welcome back to Cracking the GRE Math Subject Test. We're on number theory and abstract algebra. This is question number 12. We're told that P and Q are distinct primes, and we're asked how many mutually non-isomorphic abelian groups there are of order p squared q to the fourth. So there's a few things you have to remember here. Well, just abelian group, that's a group where the elements can commute under the group operation. Now, the important thing to remember is that every abelian group is isomorphic to a group of the form ZM1 plus ZM2 plus ... plus ZMK, where the Z's are, these are all like, the group of integers mod M1, M2, MK, whatever, and this is the direct sum of these groups. So this question is equivalent to asking how many groups of order p squared q to the form there are of the form zm1 plus zm2 plus ... zmk, which is, and since the group of the order of any group of this form, direct sum of z's, let's write that like this. This is order. This order is equal to m1 times m2 times ... times mk. So this question is actually equivalent to asking how many different ways can we write p squared q to the fourth as what's called a combination of elementary divisors. For example, p squared q to the fourth, that's one way of writing it. P times q times q times q times q, that's another way of writing it, which would be, this would translate to zp plus zp plus zq plus ... plus zq, and this here is 4 times. So let's count it up. There's we already found 2 ways. This is 1, this is 2. Another way would be p squared. Well, the p, we can do this separately. P's, there's only 2 ways, p times p or p squared. Okay, that's 2 ways. And the q's, we have, there's 4 q's, so there's, let's see how many ways there are of writing q to the fourth. We already found 2 ways, 1, 2. Well, we can also write it as q squared times q squared, or q times q cubed, or q times q times q squared. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's all the different ways. So there's 5 ways to break up the q's, and there's 2 ways to break up the p's. So altogether, we have 5 times 2. So there's 10 ways to write these out. Another way of saying there's 5 ways to partition 4, and there's a whole theory behind partitions and how to find the number of partitions. We don't have to go into that. And there's only 2 ways to partition 2. So altogether then we have 2. So 10. So the answer is C.